Yo, guys, what up, baby? What up? What up? What up? How have you guys been, man? How have you guys been? What's up?
You know what? I just need to put my child's having a mad one in the front room. So
you hear screaming. I was hearing screaming. I was like, what?
No, she's having a proper go at it today. So she's been cool all day, and now she's like, you know what? Let's turn it up a notch.
Yeah, because I know Dad is going on live stream.
That's what babies do. You know what I mean? Got to deal with that.
So how's the weekend, man, guys? So how's the weekend? All good, all fresh, feeling all refreshed and sassy.
Yeah, apart from the stuff that I told you guys. Doing well, to be fair. Just trying to keep busy.
Yeah, that's key, man. That's key, man. Okay, look, man, we've got a good old show for you. You know, a few announcements and so forth. So, Javan, without further ado, ski, man, let's ride.
I wasn't ready for that one, but let's go.
Yo, guys, man, what up? Wagwan. So just like a little few bits of admin before we get into the main thing, man. First of all, remember, guys, the Amazon code, man. Watch through the videos, watch them through. Remember, the only way you can get the Amazon code is if you watch all of our videos. And if you can claim it, you can claim a nice, beautiful, lovely price because you never know where the Amazon code is going to be popping up. Like and subscribe, guys. Like and subscribe. Still like and subscribe. And with that being said, thank you. We've reached a milestone, guys. Thank you very much. We have reached 1,000, guys. 1,000 subs. Thank you, everyone, for people who've been supporting us since we've been doing this for the last few years. We appreciate your support. We appreciate the grind and so forth. And you know what? We're trying to do something, man. I think we've got
just getting started, man.
Yeah, look, man. We've got a nice little crew here that's just trying to give you something. Because again, remember, this was really born off the disappointment of Fan Pack Live. You know, where we all felt that Fan Pack Live could have been the biggest football talk show in England, for sure. And we all knew that. But, you know, some people didn't view it that way, you know. And then Javan was like, hey, look, man, let's keep this Fan Pack Live crew and let's try and do something and do it properly. So where they didn't see what our vision was with what Fan Pack Live, maybe we can do it in with this, you know. So that's what we're trying to do, man. Just trying to create an alternative to the talk sports, all that kind of stuff that is a bit, you know, where we can connect a lot more to the people and everything. You know? So yeah, that's what we're trying to do, man. But yeah, thank you for that 1,000 things. Thank you. And obviously, was that?
Now let's get to 2.
Yeah, man. Let's
push on, man.
To 2, to 3, to 4, to 10, to 15. I said again, still like and subscribe. That's just our first milestone. Let's keep going. Let's keep it going, man. So if you're new, subscribe. If you're new, you'll subscribe. And if you're here, it doesn't cost you anything. Hit the like button. Hit that like button, man. So Javan, do you have the giveaway info?
So I'm gonna do a video. Probably I'll either do a separate video or I'm either gonna do one second, let me get this on a big screen here. I'm either gonna do a video or I'm gonna do a what's that thing called? We'll do it in one of our streams here. And what I'll do is I'll get everyone in. When everyone's in, we can just do like a name from the hat thing. I'm gonna see if I can pull all our subscribers, pull on them. And what if that doesn't work? Because that might be too much. Because maybe we'll just do it for whoever's in the stream for that day. And then what we'll do is I'll get like a bot that will just pull everyone's names that's in the chat, and then it will just pick a person at random. So I'm just working on that bot now, so it can be done fairly. If I can't get those to work, then I'll just have to open up the YouTube pull out with all the people that are in there, and then just enter all the names manually, and then just draw it live. So either one of those things. So that's what will be. Whoever wins that, they can pick. Was it the FIFA 21 or
FIFA,
FM, yeah, whichever one they may pick. If not, then an Amazon voucher if they don't want any of those.
Yeah.
So that's how we'll do the giveaway.
I mean,
sorry, yeah, same value, of course. I mean, same value, of course.
Yeah, you gotta tell these people, you know what I mean? I'm trying to rub you.
All right, man. So,
it's me. Big white for me on the screen, I don't know what's going on there.
So and
I
next
said Jay
thing,
will pick himself. I will never pick myself. This is for you guys.
no.
We're
Why
giving
can't
back
you
to
pick
you.
yourself, man? Well, that's not cheating. That's just
I'm
being
entering.
smart, man. I'd pick myself.
I'm entering the competition myself.
Yeah, like and I'll rig it so that I win. So
I'm sorry.
Wait, hold on. Also, wait. Actually, let me say something. I'm also working on something. Can this thing just go full screen? I'm also working on something where I'm gonna reward you guys for actually being active in the chat. So as time goes on, I don't know if YouTube will allow it, but I'm looking into it. So what will happen is, if you're active in the chat, the more you type, the more you're around, the hours you build up, you earn points. I'm gonna call them dugout cones. And then the more you earn, you'll be able to redeem stuff. So you can redeem other stickers, you can redeem shout outs on the stream, you can redeem Amazon gift codes as well. So, but those are for obviously the longer watch times. So yeah, I'm working on all of those things, to get our channel more interactive and just give back to you guys, because we're doing this for you guys, isn't it? So we gotta give back. We can.
that's key, that's key, man. That's key. So
nice
we want to try and create an interactive community, man. Because we know you guys are cool. If you guys are Brits,
Wow.
that's fine. But we'll just trying to create a beautiful thing. So next thing, shave your balls. Shave your balls, man.
Look after your balls, man. Look after your balls.
Ball,
very important.
Crop preserver, anti-chaffing ball deodorant. Beautiful thing, does a nice thing. It even has a freaking light as well.
Yeah.
Make yourself look presentable.
They give you a nice little brush so you can actually clean the trimmer as well. Get rid of those little hairs and stuff. Be nice, sanitize it before you use it. You don't want to get razor bumps and all that kind of thing.
Oh gosh.
You know what I mean? Yeah, look after yourself. You have to look after your balls. That's where your future children live. Do you know what I mean? Look after your balls, man.
The machine is actually really good. I was using it yesterday, so cleaned it down, obviously. And like my beard was just getting out of control. So obviously cleaned it down.
You use this on your beard?
You used it on your beard?
Not on my beard, but to get rid of all this hair on my face. As you can see,
your face and your ball skin is the same.
Well, I know my body's very clean, and obviously I clean down the machine, innit? And I'm just showing you how good the machine. So if you don't want to shave your ball hair,
so you had the balls on your face.
No, I didn't. I'm just showing you what the machine could do. You can cut hair. You can cut your hair on your. I'm just showing you how multi-purpose it is. It's not just for balls, isn't it? They advertise it for balls, but it's not just for balls.
No. You can use it for anything, man. Like, because it's like in the previous shaver that I had, I used it for everything: balls, face, armpits, everything.
It's actually really good, and it didn't pull out my skin. Nothing. It was actually really good. So
guys, remember, description box below. TFD, that is the code. You get 20% off, free shipping. You put in the code TFD, you will get 20% off, man. So those are our sponsors for this thing. So use that code TFD, 20% off, and you get that.
Well, hold. Before we go on, I know we're on the Manscape, but we got a shout out to Daniel Henkel. Shout out to Daniel Henkel with the first super chat.
A landmark moment.
Daniel, thank you for the job.
Reminder that Pep and is Mourinho's biological daddy.
Damn straight.
Daniel, relax.
So that's it. Well, actually, I'll let HH go on because he's gonna say that next.
So man, remember, link below. Use that code TFD. Use that code TFD, man, and then you will get 20% off. You will get 20% off the Manscape beautiful presentation thing that gives you all of the nice little accessories you need to really be able to look presentable for your female friend, man. So, are we ready to?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, I'm looking at this run down here. Who puts finished it? So who actually typed this? Jose finished again.
Jose is finished. That's the whole point of the. Did you not see the title of the show?
I ignored it.
Why? Why did you ignore it? It's there in front of your face. Everyone can see it.
Okay. Before we go into Jose,
you're the king of the eye test. You should be able to see these things.
So Spurs v Brighton. Spurs lost.
Yeah.
And Bale has been a failure. is that on Jose or is that more on Bill and the team that Jose was given? Let me come to first, Devo. So let me present this to you, Devo. So, in your opinion, of this Brighton game, does this Brighton game tell you that Tottenham no longer? So where does this leave Tottenham's top 4 aspirations? Keeping in mind that Harry Kane is injured, and how much? And please be truthful. How much does this loss harm Mourinho's legacy, or is it just a loss?
Well, I mean, in terms of Tottenham's top 4 aspirations, it's very, very jammed in that area. So this one loss isn't going to, doom them for top 4. This title challenge that they had, that's done and dusted. That was done and dusted from the beginning of the season. But top 4, they're very much in that race. In terms of this one particular result and his legacy, one result's not going to ruin his legacy. The fact that he is manager of Tottenham Hotspur, that's ruined his legacy.
Wait, so sorry, Javan, can you just pull up the table so Devo can reference it?
Yeah, I mean, they're 6th. But when you look at the teams, they're quite a way behind Leicester. They have got a game in hand, but there's a lot of teams vying there for points who are going to take points off each other. Do you know what I mean? So I wouldn't say anyone. Even I like the way it's cropped, so you can't see us. But anyone like down there,
I'll do that. There you go.
All of these teams here, from probably 4th down to us, maybe even who's below us? Are they on the same points as us? I think it's Southampton, no? I'd say probably down to us are all vying for that top 4 spot. I would say there's going to be points lost everywhere. So Tottenham are very much in the hunt for that. But in terms of his legacy, I said it before. As soon as he took the job at Tottenham, he was no longer an elite manager.
Why?
You're not an elite manager at Tottenham. You're not. People say Pochettino. He wasn't an elite manager at Tottenham. He's still not an elite manager. He has the chance to become one. Mourinho, I think Real Madrid ruined Mourinho. I think Real Madrid kind of drained his love for the game. He didn't seem like the same character once he left Real Madrid. And he's been on a downward spiral ever since, in my mind. Now he's at Tottenham. It just proved to me that he's no longer elite. And these performances and the fact that I know you're going to say, he hasn't got the players, but he's got better players than Pochettino had. Pochettino had these guys in top 4 easy, 2nd Champions League finals.
So
Mourinho's got Kane and Son, the same that Pochettino had. He's got Ndombele, who is a very good player. I know he struggled with the defense. He's lost Vertonghen, but that was partly his decision. Vertonghen was getting old. He hasn't really replaced anyone, but we knew going into Tottenham, you're not going to get loads and loads of money. But he's had players. His whole thing is, now you're being given a difficult job. What can you do with it? And he's not doing it. The big difficult jobs that he gets, Man United was a difficult job. He did all right, but then obviously he didn't do well enough. That's why he weren't there anymore. Spurs is a difficult job. He's done all right. He hasn't done anything special. For me, if you're an elite manager, you either continue winning so you never lose these jobs. I like Pep Guardiola. Just keep winning. You never lose these top jobs. Or you go down and you prove that you could do it with lesser teams. Mourinho's never proven to me since Porto that he could do it with a lesser team. All the teams he's had money or they've been winning already. So this, to me, proves he's no longer an elite manager.
Okay, there's another question I want to ask you, Dev, when I come up, but let me first go to Javan. So Javan, for that Brighton game, how much do you think that Brighton game harms Mourinho's legacy? And is this really down to Mourinho, the way that Tottenham have been struggling to really move up to that next level since he has taken over?
So before I answer that question, I'm gonna throw this up here. Whimsical Thought, thank you for the super chat. Congrats on the 1K subs. My first super chat. Where's Neeks? So Neeks has some family things he needs to attend to today. So it's not Leaks today, it's Neeks. It's Neeks, and there's some really important stuff. So that's why he's not here today with us. But he'll be back once he's ready. So thanks for that super chat, Whimsical Thought. And to answer Mourinho, so at the beginning of the season, I was like, Mourinho's done, And then a few games got me back, you know what? Maybe I was wrong, and I'm sorry, Uncle Mo. But for the past few games, I'm starting to think, Was I wrong? Like, why am I flip-flopping around the place? Mourinho's either done or still here. And I said, when I really think about it, is Mourinho to blame for this? A lot of people is going to go straight at Mourinho because of his past, how he deals with things. But we're probably going to speak about this later on in the show. But what makes Tottenham fans think that they can demand success and all of these things when they haven't had any of these things for God knows how long? Why do they feel like they deserve to be like, sack Mourinho? Mourinho's, sorry to say this, but Mourinho's probably the biggest and best thing that has happened to Tottenham. Whether he's finished or not is a different story, but for Tottenham to have Mourinho, that for me alone, that is they've accomplished something, because they ain't won nothing. So why do they deserve to even have Mourinho there in the first place? Levy, whatever you want to pronounce his name, he needs to invest in the defense. Is poor. Lloris has been poor for the longest while, and because the defenders now are beyond it, the mistakes are going to be even shown, and Lloris is not good enough. So we're going to see a lot of the things, and obviously the manager is always going to take the heat. So is Mourinho done? I can't answer that yet. This game is going to define him in terms of Tottenham fans, whether they want him gone or whether they want him to stay. For some strange reason, I don't know why they are demanding for him to go, because who are they going to bring in, and what success has Tottenham actually had in recent years to even warrant all of this arrogance, like to say they're a Man United or a Liverpool, asterisk with Liverpool, but Man United, Man City, the Liverpool, those teams that actually demand success at a minimum. So for me personally, I don't know. I don't think he's finished yet at the club. I think he'll still go until the end of the season. But for me personally, they need to invest in that back line before I say anything. But no, Tottenham, they need to win a trophy, and I don't know where they get all this arrogance is coming from.
No. We'll get there, because that's afterwards. So, quick question before we go into that thing that you just touched upon. Just asking very quickly, if Tottenham beats, I don't think they will, but let's just talk hypothetical. So very quickly, if Tottenham beats Man City in the League Cup, does that change your view on Mourinho's tenure at Tottenham? Devo first.
No, it doesn't. The reason why is because for me, the League Cup, it is a decent cup to win. To kind of just gives you a success that can breed more success. But it's Jose Mourinho, and Jose Mourinho, like, obviously he loves the League Cup, but Spurs, the way that they're going on, these guys, especially their fans, many of them said they don't want the League Cup. It's a Mickey Mouse Cup. We don't want it. So you can't say that, win the cup, and then talk about success. Make up your mind. Either you think this cup is worthless, but if you end the cup and you've won that, if you end the season, you've won that League Cup, you're going to turn around and say, oh, we won the cup. But last year, when someone else won it, it was a worthless cup. You didn't even want to be in that competition. You was thinking that you're going to win the league. For me, a manager at the elite level like Mourinho should be looking at the top end of the table. He should be looking at the big competitions. And I don't think they will beat Man City. But if they do, that could be a good launching pad. That could keep him in a job. But we'll see. We'll see. I think he should be looking for more. Spurs, a cup is a cup. So it'll be a good victory for them.
All right. So, Jeben, let me ask you this then. Spurs, let's just talk about Tottenham in general then. Are they a big team? Because I think the whole thing is Spurs fans going on like they deserve things and they demand things and so forth. So from your perception from the outside in, do you view Tottenham as a big team on the level of Liverpool, Man City now, Man United and so forth? So
to jump to that, I want to say at first I don't know why I said it. I used to be, you know what, the big six in the Premier League: Tottenham, Liverpool, Man City, Chelsea. The others have gone for me. Tottenham, Arsenal. That's it. And
Arsenal, please come on, I have some respect.
But when I thought about it, and I said, hold on, why are these the big six? And okay, why are they the big six for starters? And two, why is Tottenham even been touted as a big six. I actually sat down and I thought about it after all of this, and I was like, it must be because of the revenue that they bring in. Because in all honesty, for me personally, actually now that I think about it, Tottenham are not a big team. The biggest teams in the league, Man United, Liverpool, those two massive, huge. Then underneath, I would say Man City, Arsenal, in no order. Man City, Arsenal, and for me, and live. Where am I at? Man City, Arsenal, Chelsea, and those for me, in terms of recent years and success, can warrant being a top six. Arsenal, obviously, they've been winning FA Cups. Whether or not they haven't been challenging for the league is a different story. But for me personally, they are still in the top six, as everyone says. But for real, and in all honesty, it's a top five.
No. But are they a big team?
It's a top five. So are they a big team? I thought they're a big team in terms of revenue that they bring in. Revenue probably, but a big team in terms of trophies, winning things, they're not. They're a big team by what makes a team big? Are they that? No, because they haven't won anything. Winning thing is what makes your team big. Money that they're bringing in. Go on.
Yes, so it's it now, because I think the notion here, and I'll maybe go back to Devo with this, is that, okay, Spurs fans going on like they deserve something when they've not won anything.
That's what I'm saying.
So my thing is this, again, let me just play from the other side of the fence. From their point of view, they're like, look at the stadium. I told you, I've seen that stadium. That is one of the most incredible things I've ever seen.
It's a very good stadium, yeah.
That stadium is ridiculous. Look at what the stadium looks like. Look at what you're trying to invest. The way you put out a stadium like that, you're trying to make a statement. So rather than looking at it in terms of, wait, why are you talking when anything is, bro, if we've got all of this money and we've got this money to spend on a stadium like this, we should demand that we have to bring trophies to a stadium that looks like a freaking spaceship. So don't think that, so Devo, to you then, don't think that sports fans are well within their rights that based on what the stadium looks like and the money that seems to be available and how much Daniel Levy is investing, they should demand trophies and they should demand themselves to be viewed like a big team and demand trophies.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. And, Spurs fans, I think why they demand success is because they've been very close to achieving it with less resources than what they have now. And when you get that close to achieving something with less resources, it's natural to believe once we get the resources, we should then be able to make that step up and become a big club and challenge for the top trophies. And I can understand why they're disappointed, but at the same time, their club isn't being run in the correct way. When you get close to it, that's when they should have pulled the trigger and said, right, let's get some support from the likes of Kane and the likes of Son and the likes of, but it didn't quite happen that way. Their transfer dealings were terrible and they remained where they are. Same reason we got Bale in at the club now, and that's a complete waste of resources. So again, they're not being able to take that jump because the club isn't being run properly. Spurs fans do like to give a lot of chat about being a big club. And if we talk about historically what they've won, they're not that big a club. I think they've got 26 trophies throughout the entirety of their history. I think 8 of those are second division trophies, if I'm not mistaken. So they're not necessarily a massive club. They're a London club, which helps. And they're a big London club, which also helps because people were talking like West Ham are a big club. But it's just, if West Ham were in the north of England, no one would care. But when you're a London club, you automatically get pushed up a bit. But yeah, I understand Spurs fans' frustrations. But when you're saying things like, we don't care about League Cup, we're bigger than League Cup. And this was coming from their manager, Mauricio Pochettino, at the time. For me, what have you done to be able to say the League Cup isn't worth your time?
But remember, he said top 4 is a trophy. Yeah,
okay. He said that. When Wenger said that, he was laughed out of the building. And Wenger was saying that long before, and we were winning stuff.
But that goes to show. But that goes to show that Arsenal. That goes to show that Arsenal is the bigger club because Wenger gets laughed at for saying that because they know Arsenal's big and they demand more and they need more. But for Spurs doing it, it's different. For Spurs doing it is different. So because they're not a big club, like I said, they're not a big club because they don't have anything to show for it. They're like, what's that saying that that old Caribbean saying? You're all oh, that's it. You're all
All talk
not,
and no play. All talk and no
that's it.
action.
Stuff like that. You know, with the dogs, you're all you're
Oh
all
yeah,
bark,
all
no
bark, no
bite.
bite.
that's it. All bark, no bite. Yeah, that's it. That's the one. Like that's pretty much what they are. They make all these noise. They look good for periods. They look tight. They look like title contenders. They look like they're gonna win trophies. They're showing it, but there's just no bite. They don't get over the finish line.
You know what Spurs
they're
are?
not a big club.
You ever heard of Bob Fock? So body of Baywatch, face of Crime Watch.
Never heard of that.
They look good from far, but far from good. You know that when you see a girl and she looks good in the distance, and she get close, you're like, "What happened? Now she's ugly." That's Tottenham.
Okay. So last thing on Tottenham before we move to the next thing. See, I always said that. Look, I'm a Mourinho fanboy. It is what it is. But I always said that this isn't a good fit. That Mourinho and Pochettino are similar in their approaches. Where even if obviously they've got different information and different things, but they're from the pragmatic school. I felt that they had to go with a more attacking manager and a player who has like a strong attacking, forward-thinking, positive philosophy, just to go with someone that is radically different from what Pochettino is. Mourinho is not radically different from Pochettino. So do you think that there is, if let's say they sack Mourinho and the power is with Mourinho, what do you think that there is a manager that can come in and actually be successful with Tottenham?
You know what the problem is? And I think the best reason for keeping Mourinho is because he's the best chance they have of keeping Son and Kane at that club. I think if you sack Mourinho, Kane and players like Kane and Son are going to see that you sacked one of the most successful managers in the history of the game. Who comes in after him? Like
and then he's had a very good season as well.
The best chance Tottenham have of winning trophies is to have Mourinho. Even though I believe he's finished, the players will see Mourinho and think, "Nah, this guy's a proven winner. He's won things. I would like to play for him." You sack Mourinho with the history he's got, the next manager is going to have to be Pep Guardiola. Because if I'm Kane or I'm Son, I'm saying, "Well, boy, if it's not going to work with Mourinho, I'm gone. What's keeping me here?" So I think it's very, very vital at the end of the season to see if Mourinho can turn it around and get top four, win the League Cup, which would be seen as a massive success for Spurs. Not for Mourinho, but for Spurs. That might keep Kane and Son around. But if they miss out on top four, don't win no trophies, if Kane and Son kick up fast, Tottenham are in the mud. And I will laugh.
Mud.
I will smile like this.
All right,
so sorry, just before we move on, sorry, we have to do this. Armchair Critic, thanks for the super chat. How much will another Premier League elevate Pep's legacy for all three of you? What about if he leads City to the first European triumph? Great content, by the way. Thank you very much. What I'm going to say is I'm keeping the tabs on everyone's super chat. So when they do come in, I'll put them up. So if it's what we're talking about, I'll bring it up and we'll bring it in. So for ones like these, I've brought up. We're definitely going to answer this because I do think I think it is on our. We will talk about Pep later on. So we will bring this up. So don't worry, I'm sure we will answer your super chat. Okay. So yes, sorry. Over to you, HH.
Okay, all right. So basically, we'll get to, because I think the next thing we're going to obviously delve that in. So can you bring up the table, Javan?
Okay, table's coming back up.
So top four. So Leicester, and I told you, like, this table is wild. It's looking real wild, man, because wait, let me even let's do this. So Leicester and West Ham, they both lost, and you have Tottenham. Even if they lost, they've still got that game in hand. Everton have got 2 games in hand. Villa have got 2 games in hand. So it's very difficult to look at what the real picture is of the table until everybody plays the same amount of games. But that's going to be very impossible because of just COVID and just how crazy the schedule is. But coming first to Javan then, do you still believe Leicester can hold on to that top 4 position? Because many people believe that this 4 is how it's going to end. But again, not many people thought Leicester would lose that game that they did. Do you still think Leicester will hold on to that top 4, or would you put more money on either Chelsea or Tottenham or maybe even Everton to get that 4th spot?
So when I woke up, because I went to bed late that night, I woke up and the Leicester game was done, and I was like, "Rah!" No one even speaking about the Leicester game. I saw that Leeds had won. I was like, you know what? This is good. This is good because Leicester's a good team, but I don't think they will sustain it. We saw last season when they fell off towards the end, they crumbled. Whether they'll do it again, I don't know. If they do it again, I will be so happy because we need Leicester and West Ham to drop some more points. I know West Ham's not in the top 4, but they just need to drop the points because we need Chelsea. We just have to. There's no what if you finish outside of it. I don't want to hear that. It's straight. We're finishing in the top 4 because we have to. We need to progress, and we can't finish outside. And if the rumors are true, where Haaland will only come to us if we're in Champions League, I have faith that our board will bring them in because we've brought in Hazard when everyone was after him. We've brought in players, so we have to finish. It's like when we finished in top 4 and then we got Mourinho. Mourinho wasn't going to come back to us if we didn't finish in top 4. So there's no doubt. There's no other way I got to think about this. It's straight. We have to, and we will finish in the top 4. That's all it is. There's nothing else to that. Leicester will drop out. They have the quality, but I don't know if they can sustain it all the way through. And as we've seen Man United drop off. We've seen Tottenham drop off. We've seen Liverpool drop off. We've seen Man City not start so good. So what's there to say that Leicester won't have that period where they drop off too? We need to win our games now, as in Chelsea, and we'll get back right in there for me personally. So I don't think with the way how this season's going, Leicester ain't staying in there.
So Devo, what about you? I mean, what do you view of Leicester's chance? Because it's very difficult because you can't assume that Everton will win.
I'm not assuming.
I feel sorry for Leicester, to be fair, because injuries hit them. Injuries hit them at the wrong time. The same thing happened last season. Yeah, but there's timings of injuries as well, and they tend to get it in the busy period. This period where you have games thick and fast, and they tend to lose players. But at the end, that just goes to show that they need to build a bit of a better squad. They haven't got a replacement for Vardy. That's something they need to work on if they really want to contend at the top end of the table. I would like to see Leicester get in there because I like the way that they run as a football club. I think they're probably the best run football club in the league. Not a big fan of Brendan Rodgers, not because of his ability, but just don't like the man. But I would like to see Leicester get top 4. I think they deserve it. And I said in a stream probably last week or week before, we're in real danger of losing our status as a top 6 side to Leicester. Because the way they're doing things properly, that's how you should run a football club. They're starting to get results on the pitch, whereas we are struggling. But in terms of the top 4, I really don't know. Because I
think Leicester have to win at least. Leicester have to, be up there a bit more. Yeah. Sorry.
So on that, so if we now look at Arsenal, then are you saying that really Arsenal's aim is top 6 or top 4, or top 6 is really realistic?
You know what?
I like
David Luiz, what he said in an interview after the United game, where he's saying, you have to have ambition. Until it's not possible, then you have to strive for it.
Keep going.
We aren't too far away from the top 4. I don't think we're going to make it, but 100% we should be striving to get there. And when you look at, as I said before, there's so many teams in such an area with close points. Teams are going to start drawing with each other within that, and then that's 2 points dropped. If we can win the games when teams above us are dropping points, as we have done now, we're moving up the table. So there is a possibility. I don't think we'll make it. I think we will finish in the top 6 or maybe 6th or 7th. But as to who's going to finish in the top 4, I don't know, man. I don't know. It's wide open.
So let's look at the very top there, Man City, man.
Let's read this super chat, please.
Okay, yeah, let's bring up the super chat then.
Yeah, read that, please.
Finally, I can super chat to praise Devo's football knowledge. Keep it up, top knowledge. Unlike H's useless agenda, Mourinho is finished.
There you go. Thank you.
Thanks for that super chat, Nazar. Thanks for that super chat.
Oh, Nazar. Latza, brother. So City, man, is this already a wrap, or do you think Liverpool are going to now? Because I think United have already lost steam, and I think that United have now come back down to earth. but City are looking extremely good. And I think the key thing to what is making City so good is that defense is money. That defense is looking money, man. So, Juven, for you, do you think that based on just how good City look, it's a wrap, or do you think that we're going to end up seeing Liverpool and Man City? They're going to go both head to head, or do you think it's going to still be a 3-horse race with United?
If Liverpool keep this up, they look like they're back. If they are, then it's definitely between Liverpool and City. Man United have fell off a little bit. I couldn't say why. I guess it just happens because everyone that goes to the top seems to just fall off. Chelsea fall off, and Tottenham fall off. Man United fall off. So now we just got to hope. If you're whoever fan you are, that City falls off, so we can at least still have some kind of race. I like how it's been so far, where you just can't tell. Like 2 seasons ago, we could just be like, "Yep, this person's going." Yep. Now we just don't know. We just don't know. Aston Villa still have like 4 or 5 games in hand, so we just don't know what's gonna happen. So, but for me, all in all, that looks of it, it'll be down to City and Liverpool. I'm just hoping Chelsea go on a mad run like how we did with Conte, and just surprise everybody, just win everything from now till God knows when.
Just think top 4 when you're thinking Chelsea. Don't worry about that.
No, I know, but one could hope, innit? One could hope.
My thing about Chelsea and top 4 is it's. I'll be real with you. I'm not even thinking of top 4. I'm just thinking that, okay, build this new team and just build a foundation for next season. Because the thing about it is that when you just, because Everton, those are 2 games in hand. Villa, those are 2 games in hand. So even if Chelsea beats Tottenham on Thursday, what are Everton and what are Villa gonna do? Because now maybe you can now assume that, okay, Everton and Villa, they're not teams who have the kind of consistency that Man City and Liverpool have. So that there's going to be more losses and draws. So it's basically, there's going to be more losses and draws in there. But my thing though is, so what's that? That's, 6 points is nothing. That's two games, between Chelsea and Leicester City. So basically, the best way to view this thing is don't even look at the table. Just win your games. So if you just say focus on just winning your games, and if you go on a winning run, it's what United did. United, because people are like, oh, forget it, like they just went 1-1-1, and out of nowhere, like, whoa, then it's
top of the table. Yep.
So I think that for Chelsea, and I think basically it's similar to what David said with David Luiz. If you aim for the mountaintop and then you end up just below, that's fine. Don't aim low, because you probably wouldn't even get low. Aim high, but if you just get a few meters below that high, then that's still fine. So if Chelsea aim like we're aiming for top 4, or no, we're aiming to even win the league. Let's really chase Man City right now and just play as if we want to try to win the title, trying to win every single game. Maybe we'll end up 3rd or 4th, But coming into a season, halfway through the season, radically different formation and so forth. It's a bit tricky. So wait, are Liverpool back?
Are Liverpool back? They look back. Salah looks back anyway, and that could be enough. Because if Salah's in that kind of form where he just banging 2 goals a game, then Liverpool don't really need to worry too much about the problems they have at the other end of the pitch. Because as long as Salah and Mane and Firmino, them boys are performing, then they have a good chance of winning a lot of games. In terms of the football, I think Man United will be there at the end of the season. I don't think they're going to win it. I don't think they're going to win it, but I think they'll consistently, put together results to be there or thereabouts. They may finish 2nd or 3rd. I think Man City are going to win it. I think Man City look a different side to what they did earlier. I know they started the season struggling, but now they look comfortable in every game. They look comfortable in every game, comfortable without De Bruyne, comfortable without Aguero. Big test is they've got Liverpool coming up, haven't they? So that's going to be a massive test. The pressure will be on Man City to keep them out with this newfound defense that they got. Can you stop a really potent attack in Salah, Mane, and Firmino. So the pressure will be on them. Can they defend like they have been doing when the pressure's on them? That's going to be a massive game. So if they win that game, they've won the league.
Yeah. I was just about to ask both of you guys that. So if they win that game, it's over.
They've won the league.
Who's that? Man City?
Yeah, that's a psychological blow that will give to the rest of the league, and the boost it will give them. They've won the league. From me.
But then this also goes into the super chat that Armchair Critic did. If he leads City to their first European trophy, do you think that if he wins this Premier League, I know we've had this discussion a lot. What happens? Where does he stand in the best? Does he sit after Alex Ferguson? Do we stop calling him a fraud?
I mean, he's not a fraud anyway. That's just crazy. But I think if he wins this league, he sits behind Fergie as the best Premier League manager. And it's undoubted for me. It's Fergie, then him.
So who's second at the moment? Is it Mourinho?
Second,
Mourinho second.
Second, Mourinho. Yeah. I think if he wins this trophy and goes to wins the Champions League as well, then we have to just rehash the whole conversation as to the best managers of all time, because he will be in that conversation for sure. But yeah, I think he is going to win the league, and I have a sneaky feeling that he's going to do a lot better in the Champions League. I can't see them going out again at the same stage against a team that they should beat. I think this season he's sorted out the defense. I think they're going to ride that to the Champions League final.
Yeah, no. I think no. Look, my thing with Guardiola has always been the same. Premier League and so forth. You can have that. Like, second behind Fergie, you've got to win the Champions League without Messi. Until he wins it without Messi, I can't respect him. I can respect him to a degree, but until he wins the Champions League without Messi, you're always going to be that level below Mourinho. So, okay. So, what are we saying about Leeds? What are we saying about Leeds?
Leeds, I like Leeds, man. I like Leeds. Leeds are just that. They just play. Yeah, they just play football, man. Do you know what I mean? They just go out and they don't care who they're playing against. It's like, yeah, let's just go out there and have fun, and they make it fun. And they've got, the players like Bamford has no right doing what he's doing in the Premier League, considering he struggled in the Championship. Like he was getting games ahead of Eddie Nketiah. But Nketiah was scoring more goals than him at Leeds last season. And now he's come up into the Premier League and he's banging goals for fun. And they've got some really good players there, some good young players. And they're just fun to watch. And I think they're going to be fine this season. I think they'll finish, as our friend said, he'll finish 12th, 13th. But I'm not sure about next season finishing top 6. We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, right. Leeds, man. Leeds. Yeah.
So, okay, so where do they finish? Where do they finish, in your view?
Top 10 maybe, close there, really? Mid-table. When I say top 10, sorry, I would say anywhere between maybe 8th and 14th, somewhere between there. So a mid-table, but a high mid-table for them, because the thing is they play good football and they attack really well, but when it doesn't go to plan, they get absolutely hammered right in the back doors. Their back doors just get smashed in, basically. So, so.
All right. So let's move. We have transfers. Devo, lots of activity happening with Arsenal. I'm just looking right now. So,
when the window closed,
Joe Willock
tonight. Joe Willock going to Newcastle.
So
that's why there's lots of
Newcastle and what's it called? Maitland-Niles. West Brom. So those two, what do you think about those two? Happy on because I mean Maitland-Niles, that's a useful player to have.
Yeah, you know what? It's a bit of a weird one considering we don't have many fullbacks in the team, and he was covering at fullback. He wants to play in midfield, which is why he turned down Southampton because they wanted to play in fullback, and West Brom apparently have given him assurances that he's going to play in midfield. Which is fair enough. But I thought that was a bit of a weird one. We're leaving ourselves short. We want to get a left back in. We was looking at Bertrand and apparently Patrick Van Aanholt. But I don't know if we're going to get that done before the window closes or if we're going to wait till next season. Willock, I think that's a good move for him to Newcastle. I think he is the kind of midfielder where if he gets a run of games, he could affect games. He can score goals. Newcastle need to take some pressure off of Callum Wilson because he's the only one scoring goals for them. I think Joe Willock can score goals in the Premier League from midfield if given a run of games and if played in the right system. So if you play Willock at like the 8, maybe have a more defensive-minded midfielder behind him, he'd give him the freedom to do what Ramsey used to do for us. I'm not saying he's nowhere near as good as Ramsey, but what Ramsey used to get to the box late, get on the end of things and put the ball in the back of the net. I think he can do that. I think he can go on to be a decent Premier League player. I don't think he's going to make it at the top, but he could play for Newcastle regularly in the Premier League.
All right, so Javan, to you then. So this Tottenham and Dele Alli thing is crazy. So just saying, so Spurs reject third Dele offer from PSG. Now, if you're not using this player, why don't you just let him go? So what do you think is Tottenham's thinking of holding on to Dele Alli when there is a team that clearly wants him and he clearly has no place in this team and in this squad?
I guess they want to hold on. I don't know what the bid is they're doing for him. So I don't know. Maybe they're just not happy with the bid. Maybe if they want more money, it could be lots of things. Maybe they want to keep him on. Maybe Mourinho's going out. I couldn't tell you. Maybe it seems like they probably just want more money.
So basically, if you're Dele Alli, do you think he flourishes at PSG?
I think I've said this before. I said as an attacking player, certain types of attacking players are going to flourish under Mourinho, and I don't think Dele Alli is one of them that will flourish under him. I think if you're an attacking player, at a Mourinho team, there's 2-3 at best attacking players you're going to have at a Mourinho team. Everyone else is going to have to sit back, do the dog work. I don't think Dele Alli has that in him, so he won't flourish, which is why he doesn't really get game at Spurs, in my opinion. Maybe I'm wrong, but just let him go. Like, if you have no plans for him, just let him go. So by the looks of it, it seems like it's money. I guess they want more money. Maybe they're not happy with the offer that PSG's offering for him. And I think he will flourish at PSG. Obviously, on the pitch, he was doing so well. So why not? He'll go to PSG and do the same thing.
So let's talk Messi now. And I wanted to get to you guys. So just to refresh your memory in case you don't know any of the details. So yesterday, El Mundo published Messi's earnings. Let me even see whether I can even pull this up. So they published Messi earnings, which is up to 555 million that he would earn from November 2017 to June of this year. And basically the headline was the contract that is sort of killing Barcelona, because again, the news coming out is that Barcelona may be heading into bankruptcy because they've just been financial breaks. So coming first to Devo with this then, do you think that, because people have different views on this, do you think that El Mundo breached Messi's privacy in terms of publishing how much he's earning, or do you think it is, as long as the fee is true and it's right, they're well within their rights to print that as a newspaper? And do you believe, because Messi says that someone from the club leaked this, because it's a thing of trying to change the sort of narrative and say, rather than put the blame on you guys mismanaging it poorly, spending 700 million on players, 150 for Coutinho, 120 for the Us, 120 for Griezmann, and so forth. We want to now say we are bankrupt because this guy is earning 555 million and doesn't want to take a wage cut. Even if you're going to offer me something, why should I say no? What's your view on the whole thing, though?
I wouldn't want to take a pay cut either. That's a lot of money.
No, you know what the thing is that the club's run. It's run very, very poorly, and that's not Messi's fault. If you put that contract in front of him, and then he's going to believe that you have the money to pay him that.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? If you say I'm going to give you this, I'm going to assume that you have that money to give me.
And then you sign a contract, which means that you're not contractually bound.
And there was something in there. I think it said that they were offering him 110 million just to say yes to re-sign.
Yeah.
So you're basically paying the man to say yes to saying yes. It's crazy. It's
Makes
crazy.
no sense.
Makes no sense. And then they wonder why they're broke. You can't blame Messi because you decided to give him all your money. That don't make no sense. But in terms of it being leaked, I don't know what the Spanish government laws are in terms of, you know, data protection and everything like that. But surely that's illegal to put all of the man's business out in the world like that. So surely they could sue the publication.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's what he's trying to do.
So maybe that's what Barca should do to get some money back. Barca should be suing them. So we're going to need about 500 million. You know what I mean?
Sorry, can I add something?
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, can I add something to what Devo said? So, are people mad with Messi about how much he's earning and not wanting to take a pay cut?
No.
They're trying to paint him as a villain.
Yeah, no. Basically, I think most Barcelona
painting
fans.
him as a villain? Barcelona.
Barcelona.
No. Basically, most Barcelona fans are like, look, we know that what Messi's value is, and they have no issue with him taking that thing because they know what he brings to the club. But then people that want to start like a narrative is, oh my gosh, Messi, how can you be any business much and so forth? Because see, people, and this is what I was trying to explain to people. People say, because it is a crazy amount of money, but supply and a demand, because they believe that we are offering you this because we believe that, well, we're going to get this for you. I don't think they're stupid enough to offer you something knowing that you want to bring us back this plus more, so we're in the green.
So what it is that I think they're trying to sway opinion of Messi to kind of prepare for when Messi goes. So if they can now turn people's opinions against Messi, when Messi leaves, it's not going to be as bad because it'll be like, oh fuck Messi, he did this, he did that.
And also he's
revered and he's loved. When the Barcelona board eventually have to get rid of him, everyone's going to turn on the club rather than on Messi. So they're trying to just turn that around.
Because I think if you're Spain, Barcelona is one of your is a very, very important part of your tourism. People go to Spain because they want to go to Camp Nou. They go to Spain because they want to see the stadium and so forth. So if that's piece of tourism that is a great help to Spain suddenly now goes bankrupt, you have to put the blame on someone. Because if you just blame yourself, oh no, you're to blame because you manage it financially. But if you say, no, this dude, we paid him 500 mil. This is crazy. He's the reason why we couldn't spend any money. Rather than, no, you manage things because you did spend 700 million on players who didn't really live up to expectation. You know,
I just wanted to know because Lewis Hamilton has a contract saga going on now, and you know how people always on Lewis Hamilton, but everyone is on his neck. Why won't he take a pay cut? Like, he's so arrogant. This team made you this. I'm like, excuse me, why? What would you take a pay cut if your job tomorrow said? If your job said tomorrow you're earning £1,200 a month, barely paying your rent, and your job tomorrow says, oh, you know what, we're cutting your pay. Are you gonna take it? You know you're not. So these people that do that make me sick in it. So put it in your shoes. Are you going to take a pay cut? Whether or not he's rich and made all this money, are you going to take a pay cut? Remember that.
It's what Messi should do. Messi should just buy the club.
Can he afford the club though?
Probably can.
Probably can with all this debt that's going on. They're going to need it. But yeah, got one sec here. We've got a super chat here from Space Kid 1994. Huge fan of you guys. Big love from DC. Random question: why does England struggle to have great managers as opposed to Spain, Germany, Portugal, etc.?
That's a great question.
Did you know? I was actually thinking about this.
I like that
earlier on, because I said that right now, how many world-class managers right now are English? Yeah, thank you for the super chat, man. Thank you, bro. Thanks for the support, man. So, how many managers right now are world class who you can say are English? None. You see, now if we went back to and this is my theory. So if you go back to the 90s or the 80s, what was big? 4-4-2, 4-5-1, maybe 3-5-2, but really 4-4-2 was really the big formation that everyone used. Yeah. And Hoddle was quality. Terry Venables was quality. You had a lot of English. Bobby Robson was quality as well. But now when we now moved into the 2000s and the 2010s, you now saw 4-3-3. You now saw 4-1-2-1-2. You now saw 4-3-3 diamond, and you now saw the inside forwards. You now saw people now play a back three, more wing backs. England, specifically from like the youth levels and so forth, still are stuck in that kind of 4-4-2 mind frame, and the coaches have not been able to evolve themselves into how the game has evolved because nobody plays 4-4-2 anymore. So I think that when you look at the managers, whether it's a Spain and Italy, they are guys who can know how to effectively employ a back three, or they know how to use a 4-3-3 properly, or basically the main is 4-3-3 or 4-2-3-1.
I think it's a mentality thing. I think it's and the reason why I say that is because the English mentality for a long time was, why should I go over there and do that? I'm in England. Do you know what I mean? When you look at these Spanish and Portuguese and Italians, maybe not as much as the others, but Brazilians, all of these managers would go elsewhere and learn different types of football and mix it up. How many English managers, go abroad? I rate McLaren because he tried and he failed. Moyes tried, he failed. I'm putting British managers in the same thing. But a lot of back in the day when football was being dominated by English teams in the 80s and early 90s, a lot of it was English managers and those tactics were working. But when football evolved, they didn't evolve with it because it's like, well, no, we've been doing this for years. It's been working. Why should we change? But you saw all of these foreign managers come over here and learn things over here. And you've got Italian managers working in Spain, Spanish managers working here, German managers working everywhere. And you get that these different ethics and different varieties of football, and you put it together in a mixing pot and you take the best bits. England didn't do that for a very, very long time. Now you got more coaches going abroad to learn and going to Holland and going to Germany to learn different things. So you should start to see more young English managers come and be at a higher level. But yeah, it's a mentality. They just didn't want to go abroad to do nothing.
It's like I don't know. It's why English people always think that they're the best at everything and they're better than everybody. They think they're better than everyone. So it's just like. So they feel like they should stay here, and that's why the best we have at the moment is what? Bloody Eddie. Is Eddie Howe, and he ain't even in the Premier League. What's his name? Redknapp could have been a good. Redknapp was a decent one.
Redknapp was very good. I liked Redknapp.
Redknapp was a decent one, but where have they been since then?
Yeah, I think it's part of the reason was the mentality.
Yeah, no, because even as well, like, I mean, they're still saying, get rid, get stuck in. I'm like, come on, guys, come on. All say, kick it out, get rid, get in there, my son, get in there, my son. Come on, man. So, guys, Manscaped, man, in the description box below, use the code TFD, gets 20% off, man. For our sponsors, Manscaped, you get a lovely, lovely package with the lawnmower. The Manscaped lawnmower care. Great trim, guys. This is a great trim. I've used this.
Ball toner, whatever that is.
As well. Ball
toner. With a great package as well.
Maybe make your balls look good because it comes in the back. So actually, what is it? So it comes with this ball toner, different sounds of brushes. So everything you need to make yourself look groomed. So it comes
with this little travel bag too. So you can.
That's a nice bag as well.
It is.
You know what? Valentine's is coming up. You know what I mean? I keep saying, I know a lot of you guys love to show dick pics and things like that. If you want your piece to look good, shave your balls. Trust me, no girl's gonna appreciate no hairy.
Yeah, man. You don't want all that bush around, man.
Yeah,
especially when you send that thing in like in a 4K HD, man. You want it to look good. So don't send dick pics, by the way. I'm just saying. Or
just send if you know that the girl's gonna, she actually requires the dick pic. Don't just send it randomly.
Don't, because trust me, hashtag me too. Hey, be very, very, very careful. Remember, guys, description box below, you click the link. And
the girls even like dick pics.
Some girls do.
Some girls
like to look at penis.
Because every time I always hear them say, "Yeah, I don't like dick pics." Why do they even send dick pics?
Lie. Some girls. Some girls.
Oh.
But in general, no. But some girls do.
Just before we head off, I think this is the last one. I'm just making sure I've went through all of them. If I haven't done your super chat, let me know. I'll make sure that it definitely gets read out on the next show if I haven't. But I'm pretty sure I went through them all. But this is the last one here from Gatlock. Will Club World Cup between the 1st and 11th of February affect Bayern's UEFA Champions League? Thanks for the super chat.
Thank you, Gatlock.
Thank you.
Yeah, is it not one leg? I think they're doing it one leg now.
The Club World Cup.
Yeah, I think, is it not just one-off game for Bayern Munich?
No.
I don't know how they're doing it.
You see, for me, I think like
it's the quick thing.
It's gonna Bayern are monsters, man. These guys are freaking monsters, and I think a club that is run like they're one of the best run clubs in the world. So I think that their fitness coaches and physical coaches will definitely prepare themselves for it. But it can't help. But remember, they have a winter break though.
Yeah.
See, if a Premier League team was in this, oh my gosh, it would be
But
horrible.
it's the shortest winter break they've ever had. It was literally like 10
Yeah,
days.
yeah. So for me, I think because they're going to truncate the Club World Cup, it's not going to be that much of an effect. And also, both legs in the Champions League are spaced out. So they're really spaced out. So I think
that was it. They've only got 2 games to play. And they've got a massive squad, so I think they'll be right.
Yeah, so I think it should be fine. It should not affect them too much.
No, it wasn't just one leg. It wasn't just one leg catalog. I think it was always a thing, because I remember on FM you'd have to, at one point it goes, you have to play them twice and then you go into the final. So bam, it's been a while since I've done any Club World Cup things, but I think I do remember there being 2 legs of something in the Club World Cup. But yeah, one last one here. Nazza, shout out to Gerard, guys. He's doing very well.
He's doing very well. He's doing
Rangers that super chat, Nazza.
Rangers are undefeated in like almost 30 games. They've only conceded like 8 goals this season, something crazy like that. He's doing very well.
Yeah, that's right. Start small, build up. This is what Lampard should have done. Just start there like that. And now, when Gerrard does take over the job at Liverpool, he'll have the really good experience. Yeah. So, is this his second year or third year?
Third year, I think.
Yeah, really smart.
I think so.
So, guys, man, thank you. So again,
thank you, guys. Before we run off, I just want to do some promos. I'm gonna be shameless. First promo, we got the show tomorrow. It's all mad in the dugout, 10 p.m. It's me, Javern, and the girl Yannicka. And it's a non-football show. We'll be talking about all sorts of crazy stuff that we find on Twitter. It does get a bit wild. So if you're a bit sensitive, then, don't watch, because there's going to be some crazy stuff that we talk about. And the other thing I want to promote is I'm doing a Super Bowl watch-along on the 7th of February. Myself and Gav Mack, we're going to do a Super Bowl watch-along starting at 11 p.m. We're going to be joined by some very special guests. We have the London Olympians who are on board. So they're England's premier American football side. They're going to be on board. So we're going to be speaking to some of the players and the coaches doing that watch along. So make sure you're there at 11 p.m. on this channel, Football Dugout, the Super Bowl watch along.
Okay. Nice one, man. Nice one. So nice, all stuff for you guys to look through. Remember, just head to the YouTube thing and you'll see everything that will obviously be.
Yeah. All our shows are for the upcoming week are on the channel, so you can go onto the YouTube channel and go to the upcoming shows. Everything that we'll be doing throughout the week is there. So just put a reminder. I know you can do that. Hit the bell on it, subscribe, hit the bell, all of that on the videos. So guys, again, thank you very much for our milestone, and we're going to be here for the next 2,000, 3,000, 5,000, 10,000. Remember, if you're new and you've just joined, this is the first time you've seen Football Dugout, click that subscribe button below, sub through, and then make sure that you will be aware of all the shows coming through. Guys, it's been swell. It's been good. Boop, 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 boop. Yeah, all right.
I'm going to shave my balls quick.